I don't know how they did it, but they made Sentient Pest absolute cinema, man. How the hell did they do it? This fight is so cool. I don't know how they did it. Yeah, I just said the same thing like 4 times, but I'm shocked. I didn't think that this boss fight could actually be that interesting. Like fighting the original one, I thought, hey, it's pretty cool. It's a little double fight. They got a melee and a caster. How are they gonna spice it up with the Everdark? And I didn't think that they would introduce a third bug into the mix, and it's pretty cool. Admittedly, it's not that difficult, at least in my opinion. I've fought it twice so far. I'll try to show clips from both, because my second run, it basically melted instantly. In the first one, I just got to see the absolute cinematic fight that it is. To kind of break it down, the fight starts out in Phase 2. This is normal for the Everdark stuff so far. Phase 2, it starts out with a charge attack and a bunch of projectiles comes at you. It's not too bad when you know it's on its way, but if you're playing with randoms, they're probably going to die a bunch to it or something. But it has really low health pool in this initial phase of the fight. When you decrease all of that, when you defeat it, it's Phase 2, because there's no Phase 1. It goes to Phase 3. And that is when you see a third bug come out, and it kind of names the bugs again or whatever, and one is called like Fartass or something. It's pretty funny. But this third bug comes in and it's red, and it looks really sick. I can't tell what it's supposed to be. It's kind of like an ethereal mothy butterfly thing. But it comes in, and the whole gimmick now is that if you kill one of the 2 original bugs, this one will come in and revive whichever one died first. I didn't know this in my first go, so I ended up kind of killing the both of them because I had a physical build, couldn't really reach the guy up in the sky basically because it hides off to the side a bunch. And the idea seems to be you kill one of the ones from the initial fight, and then it revives that, and you can damage it through fighting the one it revived. So if you were to kill the Scorpion, for instance, with a physical character, then it revives the Scorpion, and it becomes a red Scorpion with an enhanced moveset, and then you start fighting that, and it damages both the Scorpion's health bar and the third bug's health bar. And it seems like there's a massive defense increase as well when this happens, which I'll touch on in a second as well. But it enhances whichever bug it gets into. So for the Scorpion, it adds some AoE explosions to its moves, and it has a more sporadic moveset, it seems. And then those AoEs come out on like any of its stomp attacks, or pretty much any of its attacks. They'll do an attack like the side stomp, for instance, and instead of like some jagged rocks coming up, it's this massive explosion that happens. And then if you take down that bug again, it'll leave the body and then start floating around until whatever else happens, or even just revive the same one. When it takes over the moth, it gives it this big enhanced magical moveset. It's so cool. I cannot state it enough. I'll try to throw footage of it too. When the moth does like that big sort of starry rain magic stuff, like Rain of Stars or whatever, it now becomes red, and it's even cooler to look at. It's way more sporadic and all over the place, and it homes in on you. It's just a really cinematic looking fight. I don't know how they managed to make it so cool but also feel fair enough and doable. It seems that the fight is meant to be more of like a endurance test. The big defense increases that it gets, you kind of want to just survive it, where the movesets aren't really that difficult to deal with on their own. You can kind of just run around and do your own thing and it's fine. But it's a matter of reducing the amount of chip damage you take and being able to just kind of hit it, get out, and rinse repeat until the actual fight is over. Which, funny enough, I had a shifting earth event. I don't do them on purpose, at least I haven't yet, and it was rotting wood. So I go into this without realizing I had a shifting earth, grab the rotting wood one. The special thing in that is you get health regen when you attack people. It's like Melania's Great Rune in base Elden Ring, or you can think of like the rally mechanic in Bloodborne, which turns out to be really good when it's a fight of endurance, because if you get hit, you can kind of recover a little bit of HP, and it lets you keep going a little bit longer. By the way, you can also get relics that do that. It's the post-attack health or whatever, health on attack, whatever the hell it's called. It's like post-success damage healing. that's very strong. If you have a relic like that, you might want to just slot that in 100% of the time if you just want something really consistent. I like to change my relics a lot, but whatever. Now, like I said, I kind of wanted to mention the defenses of this fight because I realized in my second go around, elemental damage might kind of just cut right through it. I'm not really sure what was happening. I had this really strong setup with Runius Ghost Flame. I think it's with Death's Poker. Death's Poker, I had Ordovis's Great Sword, and I basically just went in with those two. And I was realizing doing my normal attacks wasn't really doing any damage, but the moment I did my weapon arts, it was shredding the boss's HP. You know, let me throw some footage up for you just so you know what I'm talking about here. I mean, it kind of just died immediately. It phased together into the Scorpion, and then I started spamming the weapon art, and the health just shredded down on both of them. And when I killed the Scorpion, it revived the Scorpion again because the Moth was still alive. And then I just had free damage window to go and shred it down. Thankfully, I bought Starlight Shards in the hopes of spamming weapon arts the way I did. But I think I even tried it with Ordovis's Greatsword, and that also shredded the health. So I guess maybe it's a massive physical defense increase, but then when it comes to elemental defense, it kind of drops down. You know, I saw a clip of somebody doing it with, I forget what it's called. It's like the Fire Prelate's candlestick thing, where that weapon art just shreds this guy's HP. And I thought maybe like, oh, it could have just been fire, but then I'm thinking, no, I had frost, I had magic, and I had holy damage, so it's not just fire that does it. It seems to just be elemental damage, unless it's just some kind of bug. Haha, funny, right? Some kind of bug with the way that the defense is coded or something. I guess elemental damage is just the way to go. Grab a really strong Ash of War that does a bunch of elemental damage and use it. But I guess the real test would be to use a Recluse. If you have a Recluse, go in, try different elemental damage, see if it actually just shreds down its HP still. I don't really use Recluse. I'm not huge on that kind of play style, but if somebody does the testing and I see it, that would be awesome. But yeah, this fight is way cooler than I expected it to be. I think it's really worth fighting. I texted my friend, I go, dude, this fight is cinematic as hell, and he's like, yeah, that was a one and done for me. And I'm thinking in my head, bro, how is this a one and done? This is one of the coolest and easiest fights that's like in the game right now. You know, I thought the Everdark Fulgur was relatively easy, and then I come and fight this thing like, wow, this one seems a lot easier because it's just a lot more simple. But I also play things solo, so I think that for a lot of the game, I've realized a lot of people tend to think solo might actually be easier with the revives. But more specifically, I think it's easier because the defense of the bosses are just so much lower, or the overall HP pools are so much lower. You can control just everything so much easier, and you can get your staggers more. It's like playing base Elden Ring, but instead you have these crazy ultimates and abilities that kind of also go and help you, and a bunch of revives. But I don't know, that's how I prefer to play, is going in solo, because if you get bad teammates, it just screws you over entirely. But yeah, really cool fight. If you're able to go fight that, go do it. Collect your free 25 things for your first time clearing. If you didn't know, you get 25 of the sigils on every first clear of the Everdark variants. But yeah, bye-bye. That's it. See ya.